Hey everyone, Jay Coyle, personal trainer, nutrition specialist.
And I'm Jen Hootie, certified group fitness instructor and personal trainer. And today we're talking about why it's important for women to lift weights and not to be afraid of it. This is for you ladies.
The women's body physically cannot put on muscle the way that is envisioned by all these magazines, and you see all these big women. I mean, these women, like on Olympia just happened, and those women are taking lots and lots of supplements and steroids, and we'll call it what it is, testosterone, insulin, all these things that most women don't take. And so in order for you to actually do that and look bulky, you would have to take all that.
What he's saying is so true. In my own personal experience, I got my best results when I started lifting weights, and not just lifting little 5-pound dumbbells. When I do this, I've noticed the most results as far as my body getting smaller, my weight dropping, but getting that toned look that we all want. I would love for all of you just to take this video, if you take anything at all, and just understand that weights will not make you bulky. Cupcakes make you bulky, quite honestly, but lifting weights doesn't. So try it, maybe ease back on the elliptical and the treadmills, and just go give it a shot. Take a lift class, go to a personal trainer if you don't know what you're doing, but just give it a shot. We're going to be talking about the importance of calories and give you the tools that you need in order to figure out how many calories you should be eating, what types of calories, and the tools in order to reach your fitness goals.
Absolutely. So when you look at calories, first and foremost, calories comprise of energy. It helps you move, function. If you didn't have calories, we would die. But there's a lot of calorie counters out there that don't pay attention to some of the other elements of a calorie. So we break it down basically into two components. We've got our micronutrients, which are vitamins or minerals. These are comprised, you can get in vegetables and fruit, your vitamin A, B, C, D, and so on. And obviously your minerals, which are trace minerals, which just, again, help you function. So if we get a good multivitamin and we're eating proper amount of vegetables, more than likely we'll get our micronutrients. But multivitamin, that's why they're so important, just to make sure you get them. Now second, the biggest part of it is the macronutrient. And this is why just calorie counting doesn't work, because if you're just calorie counting and you pay no attention to macronutrients, you're just gonna fall. We break it down into three components. Number one, fats. A lot of people want to cut fats out completely, thinking that that's the way to lose fat. Well, it makes sense without looking at the science of it. Let's just cut fats out. In the 80s, we were looking at low-fat diets, low-fat foods, where they just put in processed sugars to counterbalance it. But that's 9 calories per gram. The benefits in men, raise testosterone. I mean, women in general, estrogen, and just overall functioning. Your brain's comprised of fat, so just overall functioning, very important. We put carbs in the middle for a reason. Carbs are demonized and yelled at, and we scrutinize carbs, but carbs are very, very good for energy. And your brain, again, with fat and carbs, is comprised of mostly carbs, so your brain needs it. Well, when we've competed and we've done low-carb diets, and quite frankly, I'm not the Jen can attest, I'm not the nicest person to be around, but that's why, because I get hangry, and you need carbs. So that's 4 calories per gram. We want that for energy. And if you're working out, carbs are super important. And third and final, and probably the most important nutrient for either building muscle or burning body fat, is protein. Now, protein is good for muscle sparing effects, making sure you're not breaking down all the time, and then obviously building muscle. So whether you're 95 or 10, you need protein. I know that there's lots of people that say you'll have kidney problems, all that. It's really false. You have to eat a huge amount of protein in order for that to happen, and that's 4 calories per gram.
For every single person, the amount of calories you should be consuming are different. We're going to provide a resource for you right below the video that helps you to figure out your TDEE, which is your total body expenditure for the entire day, depending on your age, your weight, and how much you work out throughout the week. So, say we have a client named Tony. Tony consumes about 2,300 calories per day, but he wants to create a deficit. We're going to gradually lower his calories at about 15% every day. So we're gonna go 2,300 calories times 15%, getting him about 2,000 calories to consume every day. From that 2,000 calories, we're gonna break it down for his macronutrients. We're then going to break his macronutrients into 30% for fats, 30% for carbs, and 40% for protein. For example, we take his 2,000 calories that he wants to consume, divided by 9, which is how many calories are in a gram of fat, times it by the 30% of fats we want him to consume. So then we know that Tony should be consuming about 66 grams of of fats per day. We're then going to go ahead and do that same formula for the carbs and protein, but note that instead of the 9, you want a 4 for both of those and timesing by the percentage. That's going to give Tony 150 grams of carbs and 200 grams of protein for a total that he should be consuming every day.
Well, thanks, Jen. I think people can start now with a healthier lifestyle, understanding the basics of macronutrient counting and what a calorie really is. If we look at this number, I would tell people that if you do start to lose weight and body fat, which is what we hope that will happen, if that is your goal, the number we need to adjust is this. And basically, as you start to lose weight, a good rule of thumb, not saying all the time, but most of the time, you're going to have to decrease your calories a little bit. And so these numbers we manipulate for most people, as far as what I do and what we do with clients, is we maybe manipulate the carbs by lowering those a little bit, getting into some different things. But that would be something we could start with. So your big number here, we would want to lower, and then you just kind of tweak from there.
Thank you all for listening so much. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below, and Jake and I will personally make sure to respond to every single one of those comments. And go ahead and implement this right now. Thanks.